Hi guys, welcome back to Otter's RC Garage. Today we're out on the bench and we're going to be going over beadlock rims. I got a couple tech tips I'm going to share with you. These are our beadlock rims. Now there's a lot of videos out there showing you how to do these and whatnot, but I figured I'd show you a couple little tips that I've learned from doing the different ones. So first thing we're going to talk about is to Loctite or not to Loctite. With these going into metal, a lot of guys are going to tell you go ahead and Loctite these. Honestly, I think that is sort of up to you and what you plan on doing. If you plan on swapping tires out, you know, if you have one set of rims that you like, but you're going to use a set of tires on a crawling trail, or you're going to go to a different place and use a different set of tires, you know, and you're constantly swapping these tires out, you're not going to want to be fighting Loctite every single time. So if you don't use Loctite, what I do recommend is you take these little screws, you run them all down evenly, do like a cross pattern, just like as if you would on, you know, a regular car. Once you get the cross pattern all down and them all sort of to a flat point, do each of them about 5 to 10 minutes, which that would be like if this was the face of a clock, you know, start at the top, go about to the 1, and that would be 5 minutes. Don't want to go too tight. These screws break pretty easy. Be mindful of that. My next tip, sort of advice, when you're ordering tires, they come in a bag of 2, so make sure you order 2 sets. Pretty simple tip, but make sure you get 2 sets. Now with wheels, you might get 2 or you might get 4. I was lucky, I got a set, they came with all 4 for one price. Now when I ordered, I think it was a set for, I forget which, but it only came with 1 or 2, that was, so I had to order 2 sets, just the same as like what I did with the tires. The next tip is tools. I have some set of these. They're a driver that I got off eBay, I believe, for around 15 bucks. The ones you want to look for if you're working on these 10 scales is they come with a set of 1.5 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter, and 3 millimeter. With those you can pretty much do the whole entire truck on either these SCX10, the Red Cats, or the TRX4s. But inside there's those little tiny screws. Those are actually 1.5s, and then the outer screws that go around the outside there, those are 2.5s. Right there, even with these wheels, you're using them, and it's nice to have these nut drivers that give you the extra length to get into spots that you just can't really get to with an Allen. It's not as good as power tools, but it's the next best thing, I think. But the way these beadlocks work is just the same, well, it's really similar to how a full-size truck beadlocks will work. This right here is the inner ring. This goes like a regular, like a real size tire inside of the tire itself. So it's sort of a stretch. You got to stretch the beads out because it's going, but don't stretch them too much. You definitely don't want to stretch the beads too much on these. You'll have troubles later. As you can see, let's see if I can get a good look. They go right inside there. Now this ring has a channel. Let me see if I can show you. Yep, you can sort of see it there. It has that channel, and the bead of the tire actually sits into that channel on both sides, the inside and the outside. You want to make sure that when you're putting these rings in, I usually pick whichever ring's the thickest. So you have this ring, it's about that thick, and that ring about that thick. So on this, it's not a huge difference. It is a bit, but so I'm going to start with this one. The next tech tip I have for you though is tires themselves. You want to look at them. These, as you can see, these are directional. So what that means is you want to mount 2 of them going clockwise and the other 2 counterclockwise. There's also asymmetrical tires. My son's Gen 7 has asymmetrical tires. So with those, instead of being a direction that they rotate, there's actually an inside and an outside. Things to look for, just do your research on your tire. If you don't know which one it is or which way to go, or just sort of look at them, or you can always take a picture and throw them up on Facebook. It's got a lot of good groups and some of the forums. What I normally do is I'll actually go and look at the real 1-to-1 tire and see if I can't find in the pictures an inside, outside, or an arrow for the direction. My next tip I got for you guys is actually lining these up. You got these on this 6 holes, and you got to line them up the 6 holes on this. So if you don't line these up before you slide that in there, and try and just twist it afterwards, you're gonna run into some problems. Your treads are gonna have a twist to it, so look, when you're going down the trail, it's gonna have like a wobble to it slightly. So you want to try and line those up as perfect as you can. These aren't too bad to line up. I can pretty much just eyeball these and set them in. See if I can actually do it here real quick. But one of the tips though I'd like to tell you about them is that you can take like toothpicks and just drop them down inside, and then once you get the toothpicks lined up, push it straight down. The other thing I've seen done is taking like the small drivers like I have, or even Allen wrenches, and just sticking quite a few of them out in, so you can line them up that way. Another thing you might end up having to do is get a little creative. My buddy with his Red Cat, he got these steel wheels, and we played heck trying to get those things to come even close to lining up. And then when they did line up, we couldn't get them to squeeze together close enough. Okay, so you're always going to have a gap once you get these two halves in the tire, and that gap is going to be taken up when you screw the screws down on. Like I said, you want to do them in a cross pattern, and while you're clamping that down, that's going to actually pinch the bead of the tire to the rim, and then lock the inside and the outside bead basically together through that inner ring that we put in there. Once that's happened, you have a very strong tire then, and that's when you can get those shots, if you're looking for those shots where the tire is like wrinkly when it's squishing on the rock and starting to, yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. That's another tip there. So from here on, I don't really think I have much else. If you guys do have any questions on these are our 1.9 Beadlock wheels, by the way. I got these also off of eBay. I believe they were about $65 for the wheels. The tires are Mickey Thompson's. Those you can get from RC 4-wheel drive. I'm gonna set you guys up top. We're gonna get all three, or the other three of these put together. This one's almost done, so it'll be only two more. And once we get them all together, we're gonna put them on the truck and we'll see how it looks. So I don't know about you, but I think this looks a lot better. These really set it off. Get a close up for you guys there. Yeah. This is really going to set this truck off, especially with the green body that she has ready and painted for it. We did this weekend go ahead and paint not only her body, but we also painted the body for my son's crawler, so he won't have to have that TRX4 body anymore. He ended up picking out a Raptor body, and it looks pretty good. I think it's going to really fit his truck. I also painted this weekend a new project, or a body for a new project that's coming up. I'm building it off camera, but soon you guys are going to be seeing some of that. Right now, well, just subscribe, make sure you like, and hit that notification bell, and you'll see what's coming. It's going to be It's gonna be a fun ride. That's gonna conclude it for this video. Like I said, just a few tips, tricks. Try and sort of make this a different beadlock video. There's a bunch out there of doing beadlocks, but I just want to give you guys what I've ran into. So far I've done four 1.9 sets, one 2.2 set, and three 1.0 sets for the XS24s. So I have done quite a few. These are just what I've learned from doing those. Hope you guys like this. Subscribe. We got more coming. Next time we'll be doing drivetrain.